What is going on, you guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to do a little bit more work to the wagon, and if you guys have seen the last video, I believe the last video was we did a custom header for the K-Series and EF chassis utilizing the all-wheel drive transmission. We took a stock K-Series header, we modified it, made a downpipe to the current exhaust system, so this thing is one step closer to being fired over, and hopefully in this video we'll get this car to turn on. There's a few more things that we have to button up. I still have to go get spark plugs, but today I want to make a front cross member for the radiator support, a lower radiator support more like, and then we can get the radiator back into place, the hoses, hook it all up, and then we can turn the car on. Technically we can turn the car on without it, but I'm one of those where I'm like, I want to complete the whole task before trying to turn on the car. Home Depot stuff is too expensive, and my scrap metal yard is actually not open, and I was just kind of going through the backyard, going through the garage, trying to find some material to do this bar, and I found this sheet metal. I don't know how thick it is, but it is thick enough, and this is plenty of material to make the end caps, which I'll show you guys. I have this crossbar. I wanted to do tubing, but I don't have a tube bender, so I'm just going to use square stock, and this is 1x1 that I got from the scrap yard a long time ago when I made this shelf, right? So pretty much that's going to come down just kind of how the OEM one is, slant across, slant back up. So I'm going to grab my grinder real quick, my PPE. I'm going to show you guys what I'm going to cut. I'm going to get the horn out of the way. I still use the horn in this car, got it all wired up. I'm going to cut below the bumper support bracket, a little bit lower than, you know, cutting it flush, and I'm gonna have to drill out all the spot welds to remove this completely. So I'm gonna cut this exactly like the other side. This sticks out about 1 1/8 inches. That's reference to how far it can come forward with the new bar. I just read a comment on today's upload. Somebody was saying, oh, I gotta collect those magnets that Rock Auto sends with their packages. I actually have. I never even noticed it before, but all the packages that I've gotten, I've just kind of stuck them on my toolbox. I think I'm missing one, probably in there somewhere, but the more I order from them, the more hopefully they have a record of, you know, my orders or my house, so that way I don't get duplicates. But so far we've been getting different ones each time we ordered. So right now I just cut off both end caps. This one grind it down, that one grind it down as well. So what I'm going to do next is I'm going to measure this square. I mean, it's not a perfect square if you look at it, but I'm going to make it a square. Obviously I'm going to round out the edges so that way it doesn't become dangerous for, you know, somebody walking past my car without a bumper. But measuring tape, simplest way to do it. We're just going to measure this out, and then we're going to transfer it over to this and then cut it out. This is an old, I don't know what I made this for, but I'm going to transfer it over here so we can cut it out. I think this thickness is going to be perfectly fine, because if you look at the OEM stuff, it's actually thicker, so hopefully Hopefully this doesn't bend when it's all tied in together. All right, so let's use this guy for the first time since I purchased it. This is a rivnuts thread setter. We're going to be using the M8, which is for the 12 mil. That means I'm going to have to switch out the heads of this. So I got the mandrel switched out for the M8, and this is for the Honda 12 millimeter size. The kit does come with I guess like 10 of each size that the kit provides, and then I bought obviously 100 more that I showed in the last video. So I'm gonna use this right here, M8, says it right there on the bag. Double check this real quick. Yes sir. All right, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna bolt this plate down first, so that way I can do the other holes without this shifting around. I'm gonna do 3, 1, 2, 3 on the bottom, 1 on each edge, and leaving enough space that the bar can go across without it interfering the 12 mil bolts. I don't read instructions because I never do, but when I was working at Tesla, we used a rivnut air tool, which, you know, you press down, you press it, it does its job, and then it releases. This is manual, so I'm trying to make sure that I know how to do this. I guess open it up, right? I think insert and then clamp. I think if you feel like you can do some more, you turn the knob, give it that extra tension to keep compressing it. You'll know once it's like fully compressed. With the air tool at work, when you do it too much, it actually breaks the mandrel, which is this guy right here. So when you're done, obviously you just twist it out, and there goes your rivnut installed. And I can now bolt down my plate. Once I get a bolt, I'm just going to use this bolt for now. Make sure it's nice and flush. I mean, I can use a vice grip on the other side, but that is holding up now. Let's drill out the rest of the holes. Threw the bumper on real quick just to see the clearance down here for reference. It seems like we have plenty of room, so now I can start measuring out this bar. So I got the plates off the front support. I cut my square tubing. This is 1x1. I cut it at 1 3/4 inches, and measuring it earlier, it was 1 3/4 inches. The max sticking out the radius support towards the bumper. So hopefully that doesn't stick out too much. It seems like I have enough room with the bumper on. I just measured out 1.25 inches from the bottom to the top. This plate are identical because I cut at the same time, and 1.25 inches up, and then I found the length of this end to this end, and then made sure that it was centered. Now I'm not looking for it to be, you know, like dead center, like here. Right now I'm gonna TIG this square tubing onto the flat piece, because I mean, I could just get away with MIG welding it and just getting it done quicker, but it's been a while since I TIG welded it, so I want to kind of just get back into the groove of it. And this shouldn't take long at all. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to tack it in place first, and then we'll make the lower bar. I want to test it with the radiator first and make the tabs for the radiator, so that way when I come here and weld, I weld it all at once. So I'm just going to set up my welding machine real quick and tack these in. So I was trying to watch on YouTube on how to bend square tubing without bending square tubing. You notch a couple of the edges and stuff, and then fold it over, weld it shut. Yeah, I didn't even go that route. I just literally slit the ends right here, just kind of hammered it down to get that little bend, because once you cut an angle into this, the diameter changes. So instead of being 1 inch across, it's like 1 1/4 or something like that. So it doesn't match up over here. It kind of just lays over. So what I did was I cut out 2 6-inch square tubing pieces, and I kind of just measured to the eyeball of where I wanted this like corner joint, where I wanted this corner joint to be at, and I think right there looks okay. It's not like crazy like this, or you know, more slanted over there. I wanted to start as soon as possible, so that way I have more flat surface to make tabs and stuff off of for whatever mounting I'm going to be doing in the future. So tell you guys the truth, I'm not too happy with my cuts or my measurements. So there's too much gaps, and I don't think I'm gonna try to sit here and fill it with the TIG welder filler, right? There's a gap there, giant gap. So instead, I'm just gonna MIG weld this. And right now I got the bar where I need it to be. Actually, this needs to come down a little bit lower. And then I'm going to TIG. Looks something like that. I mean, I'll measure it up again before I tack it in place. But got the bottom bar ready to go. And then guess who just showed up?
Oh, hey.
Hey, what's going on? Oh, you got that new sweater too?
Yeah.
Yo, I just got mine yesterday. Yo, shout out to Brandon, hooking me up with a sweater right here, same quality as that. I knew it right off the bat when I saw this, because it showed up to me clear, like obviously clear in the bag, and I seen the fabric. The fabric is super different than.
You haven't opened this?
I just got it yesterday.
What?
What's this?
Dude, we need to open that.
I'll open it later. Right now the weather just literally shifted. It got super cold, super windy, like out of the blue, right?
I'm here.
Because you're here?
Yeah.
No, it can't be because this just changed like maybe an hour ago. You probably can't tell because you were driving in your car, but right now I just want to knock this out real quick before we open that package. You guys already know we open our packages at the end of the video. Right now I just want to knock this out and get all my tools cleaned up. And actually I'm still trying to get this car to turn on, because there's actually a meet tomorrow, which is why I'm working on the car today.
Wait.
So I'm gonna try to see if I can get this thing running. If it doesn't run, I'll take the CRX out. No big deal. Or actually, you know what, I might even take that one out, because it's been a while since I've driven it, like 4 months. This guy out here doing missions, bro. Like, dude, where in LA did you come from?
Oh, not even LA, in the Inland Empire.
Inland Empire. He's from the IE. Well, he's not from the IE. You're from out here, but
yeah,
he literally just drove up in his CRX. Guys, this thing's freaking slumped. I don't know if you guys can see it. Oh, you can't even see it, but it is freaking smushed in the back.
You
like,
know what the lineman guy said?
What did he say?
He put it up on the rack, and then he says, "You know that thing's dumped in the back, right?" And I'm like, Well, you can say that again.
Yeah, you're squatting, my guy. You are squatting.
That Georgia squat.
Yeah, it looks good, but you know what I'm saying? The front's a little too high. You're still on camera in the front. Fool, slam that shit. Fuck it. You got this little handle right here, freaking on the floor, dragging. Look at that. I don't know. Maybe if you stick around, bro, we might about to the meet tomorrow. Just maybe.
Just maybe.
Slam it, boy. So as I was welding last night, hanging out with Leo, he was like, bro, your GoPro just died. So I don't know what I captured as far as welding the bar goes, but I did finish it up last night, and I was hanging out with Leo the rest of our night. Now Leo it was heading back to SoCal, which is if you guys don't know, is like 6 hours. So I was just hanging out with him, you know, chopping the shit up, and you know, we closed up, and today we're going to continue. I was going to make the radiator tabs last night, but I realized that after fitting the radiator, it now hits this right here, and it actually doesn't sit in the position that it used to. So what I have to do is I have to trim that off, measure some tabs, fit the radiator, and then weld it onto this piece before we clean it up and paint it. But if you guys look, not the prettiest weld. I got super impatient last night because it started to rain. It started pouring later into the night, and I just pretty much wrapped it up and just, you know, hung out with Leo. So this will do the job for now. Obviously this is a ton better than the little tabs we had before, which was this guy, right? So I'm pretty happy with it. If I find time later down the road and want to make a cleaner one, I'll spend more time to make a cleaner one. It does have a little flex because this is not thick enough, so I kind of want to make this thicker, but it'll do for the time being. So grinder. 1, 2, 3, 4. Man, that looks good. It looks good. It looks good. So what I was doing right here was trying to figure out how to make radiator mounting tabs. These are the old one. I lost the other one a long time ago, and needed grommets to be in between the radiator and the mount, because if you hard mount it, vibration and stuff can cause the metal to kind of like cut into each other and then leak in the future. So what I did was, EFs comes with these radiator brackets. There's 2 types to this. There's one where you can press the bushing out, this right here, and then there's one where it is fused into the bracket itself. So obviously I can't use this because if I try to push it out, it'll just rip apart. This is a little smaller diameter, but it actually still fits into the peg, right? But the thing is, I don't have a bit big enough to drill out the hole to this size for this bushing to fit right in. Obviously the biggest size I have is this, and you can see the difference. They are not the same, right? So what I did was I took the bushing and I just used a razor blade, a really sharp brand new razor blade, to kind of trim it down until it fit the hole size of the biggest, you know, step drill bit that I have. Get that to sit there nice and flush, right? And it still goes into the radiator peg perfectly, really snug. Not shabby, not shabby at all. I'm gonna get this cleaned up, guys, paint it black, and paint this as well too, because that's bare metal. Install this one last time and see if we can get the car to turn on today, because I just got back from O'Reilly's earlier with some spark plugs. Guys, this lower radius support looks freaking awesome, and it serves its purpose too. Check it out. Painted all black. I mean, it's not fully dried yet. You can see some patches that are still drying, but it looks freaking awesome. I did skim coat over here, get all the white blended in with the black, and dude, it's freaking firm. Got the hose on top, got the hose on bottom, and I took the bracket right here. I didn't have this before. I had some custom one, but I have the stock one back on here now. I painted it black. It's still drying. I took a grommet off of the blue bracket right here and cleaned it up, threw that in there as well too, bolted it up. Pretty firm. I think what I'm gonna do right now is not much more after this. The video is just me making the lower radius support before I put the whole car back together. I mean, at least the front bumper back together. I want to do right now really quickly is go through my bin. I believe my K series valve cover is in this one right here. It's the blue one that originally was on the car when it was all motor, and when I went turbo I had this one where I bunged the dash 10s for the breather can. And then I could do the spark plug once I fully secure the valve cover down. I also just realized that this was sitting in here, realizing that the stud here is actually gone, and the reason for that is because this one was stripped. I took this one out to put into that K, and now that this engine is out, I got to pull it off there, stick it in here, valve cover, so on and so forth. Guys, I cannot find my blue valve cover. It used to be here. I 100% know it used to be here, but now it's not. NGK BKR 7EIX11 6988, just 03 RS6 Type S at O'Reilly's. I told them NGK iridiums, and that's what they gave me. So I just got the valve cover secured. Wanted the gasket for the tube seal was completely torn on that valve cover, so I had to switch one out. And I'm realizing now that this is completely torn, this is completely torn, and this one is torn. So I'm just using the old gasket right now. I do have a brand new valve cover gasket, but I mean, I kept that for the new engine, so hopefully this doesn't leak. I did RTV the mating edges of the plate right here and the corner over there, but yeah, I got this stud put in. All this is secured. Got my ground cable attached to right there. Bloop, 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 bloop. I'm gonna hold off on coolant because I want to make sure everything is good and dandy first before we fill the coolant up. All right, guys, so I just got the ECU from the KRX, saved the map, and I uploaded a stock calibration K20 A2 map with some of the stuff disabled that we're not gonna need for this car. And it just uploaded. I heard the fuel pump turn on, and I'm ready to fire this car over. Got one check engine light. Multiplexer not present. Multiplex. Disable that. Upload. Check engine light gone. Fuel pump is priming. All right. What the hell of a rattle? Dude, this thing just fired literally right over. Just got to figure out what that rattling is. It's gone. Wagon is alive, guys. Super loud because we don't have an intake on it. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. I don't know where it's idling at right now. Like 2,000 RPM. Wrong side. 2,000 RPM. No gas? Huh. $1,600. We got 2 check engine light, ELD circuit high voltage, and secondary O2 sensor. Actually, I don't even have a secondary O2 sensor. Secondary disable, upload, check engine light gone, and the other one is ELD high circuit high output. I just got to figure out what that is, but nonetheless, guys, wagon is back. The car is straight piped to the thermal R&D, and I'm surprised that it is not as loud as the KRX, so I'm pretty pumped about it. The engine itself sounds really good, guys. Probably need to do a valve lash later. Not a big deal. Don't want to get the engine too hot because we still don't have any coolant in it. But guys, car is idling at 800 RPM. That's so freaking awesome. Hell yeah. I'm not gonna take this car to the meet tomorrow. I said there was a meet yesterday, which was supposed to be today, but my days are off. It's actually tomorrow, and I think I'm gonna drive the red all-wheel drive car and not this one. I want to tweak it a little bit more, drive it a few times around the neighborhood and make sure everything's good and dandy before we take it onto the street. But we're almost there, guys. We're almost there. I'm gonna wrap up the video right here, guys. I hope you enjoy the wagon finally being back up and alive. I hope you guys enjoyed the fabrication of the lower radius support removable bracket, and if you guys did, be sure to leave a thumbs up. And if you guys want to stick around for, I actually don't even know what's next, but I think you guys are gonna have to hit the subscribe button to find out. Oh, and also before we close this video out for real, we got this package yesterday from Brandon at We F Shit Up on Instagram. We got a note in the back. It says, "Dana, thanks again for all the support from day one. I sent a care package to keep you warm. I sent a 4X because it's dry fit and it fits tight. If it's too big, best of luck and welcome back." Real recognizes real, man. Brandon has been giving a lot back to the community, especially the all-wheel drive community. He is also an EF head himself. He is the guy who created the Save It Effin' History t-shirt you guys see me wear every now and then, and he started coming out with these sweaters. And I obviously said to Leo that I noticed that the fabric was definitely different and it felt really good what Leo was wearing. And I want to thank Brandon again for even sending this out. This was super unexpected, but if you guys haven't checked out Super Street, man, he got a sick ass feature on Super Street. I'll link it in the description below. Check it out. Check out Brandon's hatch. It's all-wheel drive. It makes a ton of power. It's a perfect street car. Has a lot of like electronics, like updated stuff into his car, so check it out. The S1 sweater that I'm wearing right now has definitely became my favorite sweater, although I kind of messed it up. I kind of want to get another one, but I think this right here might be my next sweater, but I don't want to ruin this one. See what's inside here real quick. Oh, Foxy Brown. Hey, that's what's good. He has a wagon B-swap high compression all-wheel drive. Check it out. Oh, pin 2. We have a sticker of his hatch. This is probably one of the sickest cars around. You know me, I love street cars. And Brandon has it's a pin 2. Sick. Right there, guys. His information is right there. Shout out again, Brandon. If you guys want to get a sweater or a t-shirt, or even billet carrier bearings, or even cool parts, Brandon always has a lot of cool parts up for sale on his page, and he even has waffles and stuff. So be sure to check out his link in the description below. We have shit up on Instagram. So finally, we can end this video. I hope you guys enjoyed once again. But with that being said, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.